These are the names of the Atlantic hurricanes that had been retired on the last 15 years. A hurricane name is being retired when the storm is especially deadly or costly, in order to avoid hurting sensibilities in future storms. The problem is that in the last decades, this list has been increasing so fast, and we are living seasons with some of the most dangerous hurricanes in history. But how is that being aware of this danger and improving in terms of technology to face them, they are still that destructive? Well, two of the main causes are closely related. The first one is quite well known: global warming. Even if so many people want to ignore it, climate change is already affecting our lives with massive consequences. But in my opinion, the second one is even more dangerous, as it's one of the causes that it's generating the first. Human stupidity. Exactly. The major responsible of damage related to hurricanes, earthquakes, or other natural disasters are human beings. Every time that one of these major disasters affect our community, we blame nature in an attempt to escape from our own responsibilities. However, as Livius Woods pointed after the earthquake that destroyed Haiti in 2010, the destruction is not the fault of earthquake, but rather of the buildings that, even in regions regularly visited by earthquakes, are not designed to work harmoniously with the violent forces periodically released. Or in the hurricanes discussion, in some cases, cities built on areas or with architectures that are not adequate to these extreme climate conditions. It seems obvious, but we cannot construct everywhere with the same kind of buildings. After every huge catastrophe, we put so much effort in order to go back to normal, rebuilding entire communities as they were previously. And unfortunately, in some cases, real estate investors use the disasters as an excuse to gentrify. However, as it had been proved, we cannot limit ourselves to improve models that are already failing. We need to adapt to the new extreme conditions. And to achieve that, we need to research and find new ways of building for all the regions. If architects, politicians, city planners, developers, banks, engineers, etc. will stop blaming nature and start taking responsibility for their actions, probably we could reduce the impact that this natural episode has in our society. We are the ones who have to adapt to nature, not otherwise. Or, as Oscar Wilde said on his famous quote, "If nature had been comfortable, mankind would never have invented architecture."